Welcome back, children. I once again welcome you to the online session. Okay, so what is the topic which we are seeing now? Use of more than one method of separation. So for separating a single thing, we need to apply more methods there. So I said you have a mixture of salt and water. So whether you can apply evaporation there, so water will be evaporated. What will stay there? Salt and sand will be mixed together. Otherwise, if you are applying the filtration method, what happens? So the sand will remain, but the water and salt will be combined together. So how to separate salt and water? Do you have any ideas? Shall I tell you? Yes. Now listen. So the mixture of salt and water is poured in first filtered. The mixture of salt and water is first filtered using a filtrate or a funnel or a filter paper. So what happens? Now we have separated the sand. The sand has been separated from the salt. But we have a mixture of salt and water. So now you are pouring the mixture of salt and water in a kettle and you are heating it. You are heating it now. So what happens when we heat it? The water gets evaporated. The water gets evaporated. So this evaporated water can be again converted into liquid form by condensation. See here, so the vapor which comes out from this nozzle hits the plate. So this plate has ice cubes which is placed on the top. So what about the temperature? The temperature is compared to the vapor. What about the temperature is lower, but the temperature here is higher. Due to the temperature difference, the vapor which hits this plate are again converted into liquid, that is the water. But inside the kettle, what remains there? Salt will, after all the water has been evaporated, salt will remain inside this kettle. Now we have separated sand by filtration. Yes, and then what is that? We got salt by evaporation and water by decantation. Here we have applied how many methods? 3 methods for separation. So that is the topic, use of more than one method of separation. Here we have used 3 methods of separation to separate a mixture of water, salt and then water. Yes. Now whether if I give you some other things as an example, are you able to separate it? Okay. Now I am going to give you a mixture of what shall I give you? Okay, magnet and camphor. How will you separate that? Iron fillings. Okay, magnetic iron fillings and then camphor. How will you separate that? Yes, your answer? Very good. So if we show a iron towards that magnet, the magnetic needles will get stick to it. That iron fillings will get stick to that iron and we will be getting the camphor and magnet separately. If you are having a mixture of large sized stones, large size, that is the pebbles, water, salt and water, what will you do there? Sand. Okay, one is the sand, salt, water and pebbles. What will you do? How will you separate that? Yes, first the large sized pebbles can be removed by hand picking method. Yes or no? Yes. And then for separating the salt and water and then sand, we can use the filtration, evaporation and then decantation. Are you clear with this? I hope you are clear. If not, you can clarify your doubts with me later. Shall we go to the next topic? Yes. Can water dissolve any amount of substance? What is the topic? Can water dissolve any amount of substance? Consider you are having a 500 ml of water. So you keep on putting salt or sugar inside, it keep on dissolving, whether it may be 1 kg, whether it is able to dissolve in that, whether 1 kg of salt will dissolve in 500 ml of water. Okay, consider it gets dissolved. If you are adding still more 500 gram in it, whether it will dissolve? No. So listen here, you are adding a salt inside a glass of water. First you are putting a salt and then dissolving, stirring it, it gets dissolved. After that you put 1 more spoonful, stir it, it too get dissolved. After dissolving you put 1 more, keep on adding and dissolving in that water. Whether all the salt will get dissolved? No. A few salt may remain in the bottom. If you keep on adding further and further also, it does not get dissolved. So, this point is called as saturation. Note it down. This point is called as saturation. Listen, saturation is the point at which a solution of substance can dissolve no more of that substance. That's all. If you keep on eating, I am giving you a bucket of 1 kg of biryani to you. Whether you are able to eat it, you are able to eat. If I am giving you 1 more kg, whether you are able to eat, okay, if you are eating that also. I am giving you again 1 more kg, whether you are able to eat, no. That is the saturation. Here afterwards, you can't eat anything. You have reached a saturation point. The food is up to here. So further if you eat, you are not able to do. So that completeness is called as saturation. Okay. If I give you even more, you are not able to eat it. You have saturated, you are fulfilled. That is the same concept here. Saturation is the point in which a solution of a substance, it cannot dissolve no more. If you keep on adding also, it will not dissolve. So where the maximum number of particles are dissolved is called as saturation. What is that? Saturation. See here, what happens? Saturated. So what is this solvent and solute? Saturated, you know, further it cannot dissolve anything. That's all, the saturation has been reached. Okay. So what about this? What do you mean by solute and solvent, children? Okay, listen here. First, I'll tell you what is meant by solution. What is mean by solution? So, the solute and the solvent combines together to form solution. Consider what will be the solute? The thing which we add inside it. So, consider salt, sugar. We are adding it. They are to be dissolved. The dissolved one, the thing which is to be dissolved is called as solute. Solvent is nothing but which is used to dissolve the solute is called as solvent. Which is used to dissolve the solute is called as solvent. So, which is to be dissolved. Which is to be dissolved is called as solute. Which is used to dissolve is called as solvent. So, for easy understanding, listen, salt and water. What is the solute there? Salt. Salt is going to get dissolved. Salt is called as solute. So, what is the solvent there? Which will dissolve it? Water. So, water is the solvent and salt is the solute. So, the solvent and solute after dissolving they combine to give solution. So, now tell me, you are having a sugar and water. Which is the solute and which is the solvent there? Sugar and water, which is the solute and which is the solvent? Yes, sugar is the solute, very good, and the solvent is water. So, one more thing, water is considered to be a universal universal solvent. Water is considered to be a universal solvent because it has the ability of dissolving anything. Okay. So, don't consider that it can dissolve iron. Okay. So, maximum it is used. maximum it can dissolve. Up to 95% it can dissolve. Okay, the dissolving materials only. And then, so now it has reached saturation. You know now what is mean by saturation. So now you are heating that saturated solution. You are heating that saturated solution. So after heating also, few more substance can be dissolved. So I said you right, few salt remain in it undissolved. So now you are heating that salt also get dissolved. Okay. So why it get dissolved? So while we are heating it, the atom arrangement becomes loosened. I said you right, atomic arrangement about solid, liquid and gases. So when you are heating that supersaturated solution, so that atoms in that solution gets loosened. So there will be empty space in that. So few more solute is also dissolved. Okay. So this is called as supersaturation. What is that? Supersaturated solution. First, you are dissolving salt in water. So up to certain point it can able to dissolve. After that point it is not able to dissolve. So that point which it able to dissolve everything is called as saturation. Now you are heating that and few more substance dissolve. So that heating, after that heating few things has been dissolved, right? It is called as supersaturation. Listen children, it is not there in your book, just have a note of it, okay? A solute that contains amount of solute greater than its solubility. So greater than its solubility, greater than its saturation, it is able to dissolve, no? It is called as supersaturation. See here, first few is dissolved in it, it gets saturated, that's all. After that it cannot dissolve anymore. Now you are heating it. Now you are heating it and it gets dissolved. It is called as supersaturated. Okay. So children, I think up to this you are clear. Yes or no about saturation, supersaturation and then condensation. Supersaturation is nothing but, listen first, saturation. After that point it cannot dissolve anything, that is called as saturation. After it reaching the saturation point, we are heating it. We are heating it. So after heating that, few more substance can be dissolved. It is called as supersaturation. I am going to give you an activity based on the saturation and supersaturation. Take some salt and take a glass of water. Take some salt and glass of water. So put the salt, dissolve it. Okay. Note down how many spoons you have been added and how many liters of water you have taken. Consider you have taken 200 ml of water or 500 ml of water. So you are putting 1 spoon of salt. You note down 1 spoon. It gets dissolved. Tick there. Adding 1 more spoon. It gets dissolved. Okay, tick. It gets dissolved. Adding 3rd spoon. It gets dissolved. While you are adding the 4th spoon, it does not get dissolved. Put a cross mark. Okay. So now you heat that and see whether it is getting dissolved or not. And see whether it gets dissolved or not. So after it gets dissolved, you put 1 more spoon and see. Okay. Try this activity and see that saturated and supersaturated, how it works. Okay. So this is the activity to you children. So don't do it separately, do it under the guidance of your parent while standing near the heat. Okay. So what we have seen in this class, we have seen a recap of all the types of methods. That is the separation methods. Now we have seen condensation, use of more than one method of separation, and then saturation, supersaturation, what is mean by solution, solute and then solvent. I hope you are clear up to this. Now this chapter ends here. So I thank you all for listening the class patiently children. So have a nice day. Be at home. Be safe.